And I have no doubt that you will be able to do it, because when you mention the pounding of yam, I think that kind of just embodies who you are, the simplicity and the humbleness. When every time I see you pound yam yourself, I'm amazed how you do it and how you do it with so much grace. And you have taught me a lesson of how to live or grow with grace. And I know that what you have said about encouraging agriculture, helping, empowering your people to grow out of poverty through doing the basic things that are necessary and fundamental, but are very rich and very demanding, both in Nigeria and in diaspora. I have no doubt that you will be able to do it, because that's what you do every day. Exactly. That's the life you live every day.
Exactly. And that's why earlier I told you about how leadership has to be. Leadership has to be an exemplary life of who you are following. If I am able to do what I am doing today in Ireland, and I am making money, and I'm using the money to bless people back home in Nigeria, why can't they copy me? Why can't they fall in line?
Teach them how to fish.
Yes, because we have this. It is in our disposal. It's at the disposal. We are not going into another state to bring it.
It is already there.
It's there.
They are looking at it. They are living with it.
We are living with money. And that's why I say every day, I tell my people, you live with money. All what you are seeing is money.
Stop pursuing vanities.
Absolutely.
Stop thinking that you make money in Lagos.
People think you have to have huge things. No, you don't need that. You look within yourself and create money from the things you see daily. My people see wealth, but they can't see it. They smell money, but they can't feel it.
And why do you think it's that?
It's just because,
is it the culture? Is it the culture that has been bastardized? That has been, a lot of things have been messed up, that people do no longer see further than that, their immediate belief that someone has to come and make them or turn them into who they are, not realizing that they can actually become what they want to be?
Well, it is part of our cultural belief, because even today, I see some of my people who will come and mock me and say, don't you see him? He's pounding yam overseas. But that is what is their major problem. Pride. Pride is their major problem. My people are too proud to see what they are blessed with. A community that is so much blessed with vegetation climate is a blessing. White people pay so much huge money to get green vegetation. This is what we have on the platter of gold. Our people have so much skills which we can easily turn into money, but because they are too proud, they don't see themselves doing the dirty stuff. And that's why today you see we want to go for white collar jobs. You see all of us pursuing law to become a lawyer. You see all of us pursuing to become a medical practitioner. But today we are not creating jobs. And that's why you see employment at the highest and poverty at the highest as well in Nigeria, because you see so much educated graduates roaming the streets, but they are saving money, but they cannot tap it.
Everybody wants to become managers.
Exactly.
They want to become directors.
Exactly.
But they don't have that opportunity, and they have not worked up to that point to become directors and managers.
Exactly. But by God's grace, we are going to start a scheme next year, by God's grace, to educate and orientate our people to see that what they have is such a blessing to them. They can use that to develop themselves and the community in general.
The pounding of yam just kind of exemplifies and embodies your personality. Because when someone says, oh, he pounds yam, but is that person aware that where you live is where you can get machines industrial machines, little machines that can pound yam for 200 people at a go. But the joy in you pounding yam life, it is what makes your person. It's the joy. It's that differentiation that people get, the fun that they get in coming to your restaurant. Because when they come and first and foremost see the mortar and the pestle and know that, okay, in Africa, this is how we do it live. It's natural. And it's fun to see somebody who they adore, who they respect, pounding that yam himself. They are very happy to eat that food because in Europe, in the Western world, they talk about traceability. How do you get your food? And when people come to your place and see that this is yam, this is mortar, this is a full-grown man, a successful man, pounding that yam himself, they're happy and they want to eat that food. It kind of embodies who you are, your personality of humbleness and trust. So when somebody says, oh, look at him pounding yam, he doesn't know what he's saying. And he's not living in this realistic world. So I must say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Must applaud your drive and your being a role model. You're being the change that you want to see in the society, and you're living the life that you think will bring joy, satisfaction, and success to each and every one of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
But my only thing is, politics in your place, do you really think that they will let you carry out your dream in that state and in Nigeria, going with the dirtiness that we see in politics and the lack of trust? Are you thinking of how you would balance and, meet up with the challenges that comes with politics in Nigeria?
Well, thank you. Let me first of all tell you this. The people, they do not have any more trust in their leaders. They don't have trust anymore because they have been betrayed so many times. And by that, if anybody coming in, they would think you are the same thing. It's just the same bird flocking together. That's what they think. Until they are able to see your genuinity and that you are very, very authentic to give the desired change that they craved for. So, they will always first of all count us as one. And that is why today it's very dirty. Because people, they lack the trust. Our people lack the trust of the politicians. So, they believe anybody going into Nigerian politics today are going there because of their personal gain. How they can enrich their pocket. Period. To the average man, to the average people out there, you're going to the politics, you're going there to canvass for their vote, you are part and parcel of the people who wants to put money into their pocket. So that's their first belief. Now, how do you change that orientation? It now lies on you. The onus lies back on you. It doesn't lie on the electorate or your people. So you have to convince them, rather beyond reasonable doubt, that you are genuine, that you do not come there to seek for their money. And how do you do that? You need to show them, like I said earlier on, you need to prove something to them, that you have the leadership that is required of you to do all this. And how do you do that? What you are doing, how can you create money? Because everything is about betterment of life to them. They do not, their first thing, their first priority is, what do we put in our mouth? Somebody called it stomach infrastructure. But that is the reality of it. An average man wakes up in the morning dreaming, how do I eat? How am I going to feed my family? That is the average man's belief. So how do you try and work with such a person? And the only way you can do that is by letting the man knows that there is no shortcut to success in life. If you are thinking you just wake up in the morning and then go out and pluck money, or you're going into politics, we are going to give out free money, let them know that money will be earned through hard work. And these are the ways how you can help them. And that's what we are bringing in. And that's why today I'm seeking for a position.
To make your job easier, what have you got to tell your people about being humble, humbleness? Because when the people are not humble, it becomes very difficult to lead them. So what message do you actually have for them about being humble?
Well, you know, humbleness, if you want to be a successful man, you have to have the 3 Ds. You have to have the discipline, you have to have the drive, you have to have the determination. But if you have all these 3 and you lack humbleness, you are going to go down the drain just like a sewage water. So humbleness is number 1 yardstick to a successful governance. Having a listening here, having to be able to attend to people needs, being able to listen even to the smallest child in that area. You need to have the listening here. And to do that, you need what is called humbleness. You need to bring down yourself to their level. And I have that aplenty.